What's up, everybody? I'm Tamara, and welcome to Tam's Psych Advice. So, have you ever had a video that you were too scared to make? Was there ever a couple that you were just like, I don't know if I want to talk about them? ESTJ, ENTJ, they could probably kick my butt, and here I am making a video about these two, and I'm calling them the scariest couple you could ever meet. So if you want to come for me in the comments, I got keyboard courage, and I got an E and a J in my Myers-Briggs letters too. I'm totally joking. I really don't want to upset anybody, but I do think this could be the scariest MBTI couple that you could ever meet. If there's another couple that you think is scarier, let us know in the comments. So why do I think this is a scary couple? Because they have a lot of both of them can make coffee trickle. Both of them make great leaders. Both of them can be in power positions. Both of them can make things happen with the snap of a finger. When they say jump, a lot of times people say how high. Do I think these people should be viewed as scary? Not necessarily, but I do think they both carry a big stick. This couple could be scary to live with. Disclaimer, most couples argue. They're gonna have some type of arguments or disagreements, some more than others, but if I were in the house with an ESTJ and an ENTJ, I would not want to be there when they fought. Because I'm going to tell you the truth, when I picture them fighting, I picture glass being shattered, windows broken, banisters off of stairs being chopped off, people sliding and rolling downstairs, people chasing each other with objects and vases and things. So they may not go to that extreme because good sense is going to prevail, but I could seriously picture an entire house getting broken to pieces. Even if it wasn't physically, I can imagine the arguments being to that level, screaming, yelling, I'm gonna win, no, I'm gonna win. Those types of arguments. I'm scared just thinking about it. Another scary thing about this couple is if you mess with one of them, you are gonna get a whipping. Both of these types can defend themselves. They can be argumentative if the situation calls for it. They could argue someone under the table. Imagine messing with one or both of them. Scary! They're gonna come for you, man. Like if you mess with that ENTJ, the ESTJ is gonna rip you to shreds. If you mess with the ESTJ, the ENTJ is gonna rip you to shreds. I mean, I wouldn't want to mess with either one of them. And if they both decided to get in the ring, like, wait a minute, you just messed with my man? Let me tell you something. Or if you messed with the woman, oh my goodness, you better run. Get out of the way because they're gonna come, they're not gonna back down very easily. They're going to be tough. They're going to stand up for each other. So in that case, they have a lot of safety in each other. So I think I might know a couple like this. The lady is a little scary. She's an ESTJ. This particular ESTJ is different from many of the ESTJs that I know that are really easy to get along with and really very kind. This lady is the type that kind of jumps on everybody. She wants her way. Everything is my way or the highway. I want the best for me, but it's a little bit of forget everybody else. So there could be some narcissism wrapped into her, and that's what's making her difficult. But her husband, if you mess with this lady, he's coming after you with a big stick. I mean, a big stick. This man will defend her honor. Wrong, right, indifferent, and I think he's probably an ENTJ. Most people don't even tangle with them because they don't want none of that. They are the types that if you are going to make a case, you better be ready. Like you better get your lawyer, you better get the judge, you better be ready to make a really great statement and a really good argument. And sometimes types like that will really back off because they're so shocked because most people aren't going to stand up to them at all. They're going to let them, whatever you say, I'm out of your way. Hey, we're rhyming. This is the type of couple that would really need to be on the same page with each other before they even got together. And I'm talking probably religion, morals, ethics, a whole slew of things. They need to be on the same page because they can be naturally forceful in their opinions and how they want to do things. And yes, they can make things happen, but what if one train is going one way, the other train is trying to go the opposite direction, but they're tied together? What's gonna happen? They're gonna break the freaking train in half, right? It's gonna be a big clash, a big calamity. So I think they could make the whole world turn if they're together and they're on the same page. And that would be the plus side to this couple. I think these people could, man, they could run the entire world. They could make things happen. They can be great leaders. They could create organizations together that were extremely successful. So I think really it would be a blessing if this type of couple could get together and really get along. Another trick for them getting along is if one person lets the other one lead. Biblically speaking, women are always talking about being submissive to the man. Actually, I think the Bible says be submissive one to the other, but the male leadership role is something that is often accepted as long as he's leading in a way that quote unquote makes sense. Like he's not gambling your entire life away, right? He's actually doing things in the best interests of the entire household. So you might have to have one person that's kind of leading in certain situations, or maybe they have different areas that they're leading in. They pick and they choose, and so they are making things work like a seesaw. They kind of go back and forth, even though I said this could be a scary couple. If you're still with me, you hear the truth, and that is, man, get out of their way because they're going to make history together. They're going to do things and accomplish things that most people will be unable to make happen. So I would actually like to see this couple get together. Yeah, because they're going to be friendly, outgoing. They're going to have lots of friends. They're going to be talkative. They are going to have a lot of enthusiasm, be hard workers, organized. They're going to both have strong opinions and be capable of making decisions, even really hard ones. They're going to have an orderly environment that's very structured. I could see them having a well-kept home, and they can actually be calm, honest, and direct when it comes to things. Not only that, but they can reach brand new ways of thinking because both of them can enjoy heated debates and arrive at some new conclusions. And that can actually, to me, be a very, very good thing because sometimes you need conflict to make headway, in my opinion. ESTJ is going to help the ENTJ to pay closer attention to important details, which will help them to make fewer mistakes. And the ENTJ is going to help the ESTJ to see alternatives to solve problems in new ways. They'll be able to help them connect patterns and connections that they may have missed. So believe it or not, even though these are both leaders, they can still help each other to be better. The tricky thing about Myers-Briggs is you can have all letters different and get along great, and you can have one letter different like these two, and you could experience a disaster. So they can both experience frustrations that can stem from these differences because they have different temperaments. One is an SJ, one is an NT. So ESTJs can be very traditional and conservative. They might not like too much change. They may find that stressful. ENTJs, on the other hand, can be very independent and can find the conventional way of doing things very limiting. And they might want to switch some things up because that's where they get some of their excitement. Strangely enough, they can experience a lot of frustrations because of their similarities, because they can both be verbal and talkative, so they may interrupt each other. They may not listen to each other well because they're used to running the show. They can both be critical and demanding, and they may even become hurtful to each other. So they have to practice expressing appreciation for each other, and they have to be careful not to pick at each other's flaws. Like, you can do better at this. No, you could do better at that. So they want to encourage each other's efforts and be patient, be considerate of each other's ideas, watch their tone, and be willing to admit when they're wrong. So you guys know a lot about Myers-Briggs too. So do you think this would be a couple that could make it? Or do you think this is a couple that should just stay away from each other? And if you're curious about either one of these types, I'm going to put the playlist for each of them in the description box, because I have a ton of videos on both of them that you're gonna want to watch, because some of it might shock you. And definitely check out my book, Flip the Script on Love, which is about falling madly in love with somebody, a few tricks and tips and things to get your romance on the right path. Even if you are an ESTJ and ENTJ couple, it's by Tamara Hunter Zyon, me, an ENFJ, and it's on Amazon, so check it out. And I will see you lovebirds on the next video. Bye.